Hi guys, and welcome to a new Draw With Me video. This time is related to Inktober. Remember, I am hosting or co-hosting a prompt list for Inktober called the trickytober. I will link the video explaining more about this challenge, this Inktober challenge somewhere in the screen. And now let's go to see how day one went. I told you on that video that I was thinking on using my inks instead of doing digitally because I have my inks for over 8 months or so and I never use them, and I thought that probably Inktober was the best season to use them and also get some, practice and things because I'm not very good with traditional art. I say that a lot of times. I think I learned a little bit from this first drawing, for example, that inks dry so fast. So if you think that inks work the same as watercolors, guys, you're completely wrong. I think inks are very useful if you like to draw in layers, because when you go through the ink or what you paint before with water, the ink isn't reactivated. So for me, it's easy to paint with inks than watercolors because I love to work with layers. So you can see here that now I am painting over what I have painting to create some kind of shadow. Of course, my technique is not very polished, it's not very neat. I really need to improve a lot because I bet I can do things better, But I'm very happy with the result, the end result of this illustration, because if I have to be honest, guys, when I decided to do the inks, the Inktober in inks, I was very afraid and I have been delaying drawing this illustration for over a week. So that's why it's so late. We are so close to post day number 2. So yeah, I'm a kind of disaster, but the thing is that I was very afraid of failing, So you see that I just painted over and I created some kind of gradients. Of course, this is not a gradient on the painting, but I'm happy with how it looks, this dry effect that has the inks. And now I'm painting with pure black. I decided that I want to keep some areas of the illustration with pure black, like the body, this kind of body clothes. Also, I think the shoes and the hat. But otherwise, for the cauldron, I decided to put some water on that black to make some kind of gray. I decided to give some kind of texture also because why not? I'm just trying and experimenting and seeing what's happening. I didn't say before, but for the inking of the illustration, I have been using a fountain pen without ink, just using the tip or the nib and sinking and soaking into my own ink. In this case, for the liner, I have been using the transparent raw amber from the Liquitex acrylic inks. And I really love the result because one of the things that I was more afraid of is about the inking part. And I don't know if I have to ink before painting, after painting, guys, I'm some kind of a disaster for that and I don't know. So I decided to use my own like Liquitex inks and create like some kind of line art so I can paint over. And I'm very happy of this decision because I have like this kind of guide that in some parts also it looks very nice because I really love this color, it's like a brown color, but it's not super brown, and I think it looks super good with all these oranges and blacks and this kind of Halloween mood. And it's true that I ended up inking later, so we're going to see it in the end, but yeah, I think I made a good decision just using the fountain pen. So if you didn't have or you are not feeling comfortable inking with your brush or you don't have a brush pen or something like that, if you have a fountain pen, I think you can use it. And I think the result is not that bad. I really love how some areas are darker and others are lighter. Yeah, I need again more to practice and I'm learning how to do things. But that's the challenge. So right now you see I am painting over the legs because I'm creating some kind of tights. I hope I'm saying the correct word. So you see with the inks, it's so easy to paint over. If you put, for example, this black is a black with a lot of water, so it's like a light gray. And I love the result, you know, I kind of see like it's transparent. So one of the things that I hate the most from this drawing is that I'm so bad mixing colors. So I have some kind of issues mixing the oranges. I wanted to create two different hues of color, you know, one more yellow and one more red or more saturated one. But it ended up looking the same. So this things is one of the things that I can redo this. So I leave it this way, and later on when I scanned the drawing, I just changed the color to a green. But yeah, you know guys, things that people that is learning, it's very difficult for me to just mix the colors. Knowing that in the iPad I just go through a color palette and I just pick the color I want. So I guess this is the things that you have to learn. The second mistake that I did is that I decided to add some kind of floor to the drawing, but it ended up looking so bad. I mean, I don't know why I took that bad decision, because it's like, I don't know, it makes my illustration dirt, you know? So yeah, I wish I could go back and don't paint that. But for the next one, I think I'm going to avoid doing these things and make it more clear. Now it's time that make some shadows. I decided that I wanted to try creating some kind of layer of shadows in purples. Here you can see me mixing the colors. This kind of bottle with the water drop, it's super useful if you work with liquid inks and watercolors. And I have to say that I'm pretty happy with how this shadow layer work and looks. And I think it was completely a good choice. Use the purples because it works so well with the, you know, with the oranges and the blacks and with the hues I have for the skin. So you can see here a little bit of the result, and I think it's looking, I mean, I'm very happy of trying these things and see how it works, because otherwise I wouldn't try it and I never thought how I can do it. So that's the point of working with these things, and taking this as a practice and not being so, you know, so mad if I do things wrong, because of course I am learning the technique and I'm experimenting with it, and I'm happy with the result. I said at the beginning, probably it's not the best one, but you know, I think I get a lot better from the beginning. You can go to my Patreon to see first sketches I share. Well, the first drawing, in fact, I did for Inktober 2-3 years ago. And now it's part of the inking. You see what I'm doing is that I'm just painting some areas. I'm not fully inking in black everything, because I think there's no necessary, as I have the other ink, you know, below that is like a little bit mute it's mute for the ink I put on top. And I'm using here a Pentel Zinc brush, but soon I decided that I wanted to, you know, that it was too thick for my needs, and I changed it to the Micron, you know, the Sakura Pigma Micron pencils. The thing is that about the inking, I was feeling so insecure, because I don't have any idea. And I didn't wanted to ink everything before. First, because I wanted to use my Pentel, but this Pentel is not water resistant, so it was not like the best choice to do. And I could use my Sakura Pigma Micron pencils, but I don't know, guys. I have one thing with the line art. I don't like to see everything with line art, you know. I want to put line art where I think I need it. So you see that what I'm doing right now is just putting some lines where I think I need to separate spaces, you know, for example, parts that I think they need to be highlighted in some way. And I think I really love this kind of line art. I really love the result, and probably I'm going to use the same technique for the other illustrations. So this is how it's looking for sure, guys. I mean, again, I'm repeating myself. If I could do better if I know more about the technique and if I learn more, but I hope that the next ones are going to look even better. The truth is that I don't know how I'm going to do the ghost one, so this is going to be challenging. It's going to be the next one. So hope you stay tuned and hope you follow me on this journey with the inks. And before leaving, I want to leave you here like the two versions, like the one I did for the iPad and the final one I did with the inks. You can see there's a lot of differences, you know, the face and the details, of course. I have not that level for making, you know, traditional art, like putting all detail I wanted to put. But, you know, I'm happy with the results. They are both similar, but very different at the same time. And I really love the texture I got with the inking, you know, with the inks and with the inking and the inks. So hope you like it, guys, and see us again on Inktober Day 2. Bye bye!